Welcome back. We're going to continue with Vagrus. Last time we fought a bunch of undead with our new friend. What was his name? Sir? Where are you? No, Sedarius, yes. Sedarius. How do I see that? Is that here? No. Companions. Yeah, him. Sedarius. We also learned how to like level up people. We can do that with our points, but we need insight. Insight, I don't fully understand how to get yet, but we get it at some point somehow. I don't know. We also now have abilities that we can use, stuff like that. Maximum insight 1000. Ooh. So you can get pretty powerful then. Renown is gained by performing acts of great importance or publicity, and by working for factions. It represents how well you are known on the continent. Okay, anyhow, we're continuing our way to Avernum, which is down here. We still have a bit of a way. Though we did come from here, so, you know, we're more than half. So then we have 11 points, so we can probably go to here. Yeah, we can go to here. The whole comitatus becomes agitated as dust clouds appear in the east and start to move towards you. You give orders to your crew to prepare for a dust storm. Such a thing is fairly common out here on the border of the searing plains, and you should have little trouble traversing it. Make the necessary arrangements and head on south. After half an hour, the cloud is much closer. It is now certain that it will cross your path. By then, everyone is wearing protective masks or bandanas, and all the cargo and equipment are secured. Javek is riding a large beast of burden, having fastened himself to its back, deep in concentration to maintain the calmness of all your animals and with his telepathic skills. But something is off. An uncanny twilight is settling on the broken plains around you. It is much too early for sunset, and the storm itself should not blot out light in such a manner. When you hear it, chanting on the wind, a pale light at the heart of the storm heading your way. You can see the faces of the crew slowly become distorted in pain. We can try to flee as fast as you can, or order everyone to draw weapons and prepare to fight, or try to find a hiding place. We don't have a lot of health, so I'm going to try to flee. I feel like hiding is probably not a good idea. You're about to give the order when Sedarius walks up to you. What is the meaning of this? Vagrus. There's no need for such a desperate act. It is just a dust storm. You tell him quickly your previous encounter with the last pilgrimage. Nonsense. The chances that the pilgrimage would show up again are... Sedarius trails off as the eerie twilight falls upon the comitatus, and the dust cloud envelops you all. There's no time to flee or hide, so you signal everyone to draw weapons and stand at the ready. Some of your crew tremble, some are praying, and some are about to break, but not Sedarius. The knight walks towards the approaching apparition as if he were possessed by a death wish. You can see Javek frowning and sweating in concentration, no doubt trying to combat your beast's instinct to flee in utter terror. In a few moments you can hear the chanting and see the ghastly pilgrims clearly through the dust curtain. Dissate? Sure. Forms in faded robes shuffle along the broken terrain, or rather, over the terrain somehow, as if floating at a rapid pace. What do you mean floating at a rapid... What? Okay. The vacant faces are illuminated by a dreadful pale light that emanates from their hollow insides. You are paralyzed by terror. Blurred images enter your mind, visions of a horrid procession of living dead wearing faded robes. You walk among them. You are one of them. Is this the end? Before they can reach you, a spectral pilgrim turns left and heads south along the dried out riverbed without any apparent reason. It takes your mind a few minutes to comprehend that an unusual mercy had just been granted you and your crew. The last pilgrimage marches on, slowly disappearing into the cracked badlands beyond, taking the ghoulish twilight and the dust storm with them. It takes a few moments for the crew and yourself to come to your senses. Did this truly happen? What was the reason, if any, for the spectacle trope to change direction at the last second? How can it be explained that they appeared again after a short time? Sidarius walks over to you looking confident, though you can see he is a bit shaken too. Sir Gorod is with us. This is an omen, if I have ever seen one. My destiny for retribution against the enemies of the Empire must be the reason why these horrors let us be. You swallow and nod. Yet you are not so certain why it happened and why it did. Okay. Rest assured, Vagrus, as long as you have me by your side, no harm will come to you, or come to your comitatus. Remember that. Sidarius walks away, signaling the line to move along. +5 insight. Ooh. Still rattled, you move along this line, assuring everyone that the danger has passed. With the comitatus moving, you join Javek on top of the largest beast of burden, but you barely talk. You have never heard of anyone encountering the last pilgrimage twice. Somehow you do not feel blessed, haunted more like. After an hour or two, you and your crew fall back into your travel routines. And tonight all this will still seem much less terrifying. In fact, you should be grateful for avoiding certain death at the hands of those accursed things twice in a row. Hopefully there won't be a third time you move on towards Avarium. Okay, and then we continue. And rest. Hopefully we heal, but at the moment it's unlikely. Is there any food? Ooh, there is a chance of food, but that would take our figure down. We can probably take one. What's the difference? 5, 10, 5, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 5. Max movement does decrease a little bit, but I would like some food, so we'll try. Critical failure. Oh, one figure. No foraging, no healing. Great. Okay. 9. So it ends it there. So we're not gonna do that then. We are close to Avernum anyhow, so enter Avernum. The comitatus climbs a broken ridge, and everyone stops for a moment to take it in. The grim sight of Avernum, nestled atop and around a range of large hills on the horizon to the southwest. Chimneys of the city's many forges and smelters cast a dark shadow over it, while the lava fields beyond the settlement provide an intense reddish glow as a backdrop. Several crude roads meander among the hills here, probably leading to the mines and quarries you had passed during the last day or so. Time for us to part ways for a while, Vagrus. The voice of Sidarius makes you jump a little. For a large fellow wearing heavy armor, he managed to creep up on you without a sound. He is standing beside you, gazing at the horizon. I have to make my way into the city alone. My reasons are my own. But before I go, I have a proposition for you. His voice and stature tell you that there's not much point in arguing. You are well aware, of course, that my contingent was betrayed and ambushed in the Wasteland where we met. During our trek back there, I have come to the conclusion that whoever betrayed us had to be someone involved in the investigation I led in Avarium before setting out with the city. Even though I have some ideas where to start looking for traitors, the implications of the despicable betrayal are too severe to attempt to meet it head on. I require secrecy and guile. Most of my remaining isles in the city and I are too easy to track or recognize, and those responsible could easily make evidence disappear if I am revealed to be alive. Someone else has to provide that guile for us. After a short pause, he looks you in the eye. What I mean is that you, your friend, the mage, and the rest of your crew would be vital in finding the culprits and bringing them to justice. The Empire needs your help, Vagrus. So we can ask him about what exactly the betrayal implies, ask him what kind of assistance he requires, ask him about the investigation he had led. Agree to help, refuse him. We'll ask about the assistance first. I need someone who is not known to have cooperated with the previous investigation and is not associated with me publicly. I need that someone to spy on suspected officials and criminals while I coordinate the investigation from a hidden base of operations. You, Vagrus, and your crew fit the requirement perfectly. Additionally, you've proven yourself resourceful and tough since we met. Okay, ask him what exactly the betrayal implies. It implies people in high places, Vagrus, possibly the highest in Avernum. It may be that offices of no small importance in the city are corrupted, but be not disheartened. Sir Gorad teaches us that such a vile sin must be rooted out no matter how high it reaches and no matter the cost. Nevertheless, this must be approached with caution and a certain kind of secrecy that I and my allies do not possess due to our station. Okay, ask him about the investigation that he had led in Inferno. I do not want to say much here. Suffice to say that I was summoned to the city by elements of authorities there. I was to take a leading part in a series of investigations into a Bolletionist in a whole group of these ingrates escaping their bounds and dissolving into banditry, preying on good civilians of the Empire, on comitati, on people like you and your crew. Am I Sir Gorite contingent managed to catch quite a few of them with the aid of local authorities, but the liberated tribe itself was out of our reach. I mean, the liberated tribe. Liberated tribes are essential outlaw groups that are made up exclusively or mostly of escaped slaves. These are not tribes in a cultural sense, but rather because they often dissolve into isolated micro-societies governed by tribalism and primitive violence. Yet they are generally the only option for escaped slaves who cannot return to whence they came. Their individuals soon learn that their fate is not much better than these glorified wasteland bandit gangs, despite the elevated rhetoric. Many who join these tribes have to go without a stable food source and end up doing things they detest their former owners for. Still, most would never go back as they value their hard-earned freedom more. The Emperor's authorities say that they do everything in their power to eliminate liberated tribes, but the reality is most such gangs are either too well hidden, too mobile, or too distant to be worth spending troops to hunt them down. Oh, interesting. Okay. But the liberated tribe itself was not of our reach until we found a lead that we followed north to the area where we met. We were supposed to locate their hideout and deal with them in a permanent fashion. The rest is history. Okay, so we can agree to help him for the Emperor or for gaining powerful friends for a price. You are not an almoner, are you? Or refuse him. You took him here. Agreed. You have your own business and people to take care of. We'll agree for a price. That seems like the correct thing to do. A knowing smirk spreads on Darius's noble yet cruel face. Yes, I was expecting as much from the likes of you, but fret not, Vagrus. I agree that loyalty and dedication to the Emperor ought to be rewarded in some cases. You've already proven yourself useful, and I assure you that the Order of the Black Sun shall not forget that, neither your continued service. It may not be coin you get, but I think having the Order's support would be eternally more useful in your line of work around the Empire than the material riches. You tell him that such a pledge would be sufficient payment. He agrees. He nods in agreement. Now, let us part ways and follow my plan. So what is his plan? The plan, for now, is to make our way into Avernum separately. It's Avernum. So that you won't be associated with me at all. Rest assured that although they do not suspect my return, the traitors would be informed at once had I turned up at the city gates. So I have to find an alternative way in. I will send for you once I've settled in. Someone trustworthy shall appear and guide you to the next word makes him wince, hideout. We'll talk about your task there. You ask him about the belongings of his former comrades. The knight frowns. That might complicate matters somewhat. He looks thoughtfully. Take their holy symbols to the temple of Gorod quietly. You can get rid of the weapons as you see fit by forbid selling them to the market. It would draw too much attention to you, and we do not want that for now. Sidarius pierces you with his gaze. I sincerely hope I can trust you with this, Vagrus. Woe betide you if you do not comply. With that, he takes his leave of you and waits as you signal the comitatus to move forward. The knight remains behind to find his way into the city on his own. A quarter of an hour later, Sidarius is only a speck on the horizon, and you are rapidly approaching Avernum, the last stretch before the city awaits you. Sidarius was removed from your comitatus. End.
Dark omens, ominous apparitions of an otherworldly covenant of spectres, a grim night out for vengeance, time and coin running out slowly. Yet against all odds, we journeyed to the city of Avernum on the Smoulderbone Flats, a place bustling with travellers, merchants and lowlifes. It was supposed to be a short stop on our way east, but we got more than we bargained for.
Interesting. Yep. I mean, that's a summary, I guess, but yeah. When occupying a settlement node, you can enter the settlement using the enter button on the node radial menu. You can always choose not to enter and even camp outside. Okay. I don't. Okay, I do have enough money. The city of I just saw that and pay the gate tax, and I realized I have almost no money. But no, we're good. The city of Avernum. You can smell its foul stench even as you approach its mighty gates set in dark walls decorated with the bones of gigantic creatures. Oh yeah. Even a skull and stuff. Interesting. That's cool. The dry, sulfurous reek of the region so close to the molten tongue mixes with the bitter ashen stink of the many foundries and forges in the city. Over the walls, the rooftops and chimneys of the city lean together in a jumble. Buildings on the lower part of the hill are more dilapidated, while the ones near the top are in better condition in general, with a walled-off villa appearing here and there. A group of guards stops you as the Comitatus moves ponderously over the gate, under the gate arch. While your cargo and men are being checked, you see several of the grim black-clad legionaries of the Avernus Legion standing guard beneath the gate towers, staring at you. The gate tax is 2 changers, the head guardman says after giving the confirmation from his men that everything is in order. A slave next to him bows to you and holds up the open money box he carries chained to him. Okay, I guess we just pay the gate tax. Having passed through the city gate, you arrive at the cobbled plaza on the other side. You head towards the Mansio, the large inn for Comitati. Mansios are great inns in town or cities built to house Comitati and other groups of travelers. They are often circular, with a spacious plaza in the middle and stables all around to house all kind of beasts of burden. The outer circle is jammed with service buildings, such as taverns, bawdy houses, gambling dens, and rooms for rent. Mansos can be quite varied depending on who runs them, but most of them have all the basic services required by travelers. Commerce often converges in these establishments, but they are far from a marketplace. Usually supplies and slaves can be acquired here, as well as beasts of burden. Also, people who have news and rumors gather in the halls of Mansios. So whoever wants to learn of other lands goes there. Interesting. Okay. Without delay, to set yourself up there and have some rest after the arduous journey. In an hour, everything is settled. Your beasts are stabled, your cargo is unloaded into the warehouse, and most of your crew is resting already. Just as you are about to head out into the common room and order a drink for yourself, Javik approaches you and draws you aside. There's someone here to see you, boss. Someone sent by our nightly friend. She says she wants to talk to you discreetly. She's waiting behind the stables. Javik says in hushed tones. It was foolish to think that you have rid yourself of Sidarius and his agenda even for a few hours, but you have little choice. You're the messenger out. The woman waiting for you in the shadows behind the stables of the Mansio is wearing a large hood and a long cape over a dark gray, featureless tunic. As you approach, she throws the hood back, revealing the markings of someone in the service of Ashgiel. 1 second. As you approach, she throws the hood back, revealing the markings of someone in the service of Ashgiel, god of the underworld. A face painted pale with a dark eye shadow to give the impression of a skull. You suspect that she is a novice attached to the Order of the Black Sun. Hi, cat. Hi. Sorry, cat's bugging me. She's a novice attached to the Order of the Black Sun, or an acolyte of the Church of Ashgiel. The woman looks around furtively. There's nobody nearby. Just you and Javik. Greetings from our mutual friend, the knight, Dominus. The young woman says quietly after looking you in the eye. I was sent here to take you to him when you're ready. I'll wait here. Just don't take too long. He's very eager to see you. From now on, you can visit Sidarius in Avernum. Before you set out, Javik draws you aside. So it would seem that we'll stay here longer than we had expected. It occurs to me that such a delay would be a strain on our resources, and I highly doubt that our knightly friend cares about that. You have considered this also. Javik goes on as you rub your chin thoughtfully. I was thinking we could smelt the scrap metal we bought. I know it would cost us, but hear me out. Not only does smelting metal take less space in the cargo hold, but it could also allow us to sell a fraction of it for a great profit here. It's a loss in the long run, but we have to pay the crew if we have to tarry here. Don't we? You have to admit he's making a lot of sense. You could smelt down the metal and sell some of the bars for injection of coins if need be. Two of you make ready to set out. The Mancio pane is now active. Navigate to the Mancio pane by clicking on the decanter icon. This is a Mancio pane. Mancios are specialized for comitati. When you rest in the Mancio, the day ends and you'll get an end day scene similar to when you camp in wilderness. You can see your own comitatus crew pane on the left and the Mancio's stock on the right. You can hire or dismiss crew, as well as buy or sell beasts in the Mancio. Switch between crew and beasts with the buttons on the top. The types of beasts can also be changed here at great cost, but this is locked in Pilgrim of the Wasteland. Okay. Rumors can also be purchased here. These bits of information can unlock points of interest on your chart, tip you off on business opportunities, or give you hints on storylines. Purchase rumors can be found in your journey under the Rumors tab. Passengers can sometimes be found in Mancios. When taken to their destination, they reward you for your efforts, but often you have to reach the place within a time limit. The passenger's consumption and potential crew combat strength is also shown here. Exchange news. Allow you to tap into local sources about the settlement you are in, which could be information people might pay for in other places. At the same time, you also pass on the news you've gathered from elsewhere, providing a few coins. The list of settlements you carry news from can be found in your journey under the News tab. Okay, receive one local news. I guess we could do that. News refreshed. The News tab lists all the settlements you currently have news from. These can be acquired either through stories or by using the Exchange News option in Mancios. News entries are worth some money each time you use the Exchange News in Mancios, providing a constant side revenue to help out with your journeys. News entries degrade over time, becoming less fresh, which means less valuable in general. You can refresh them to their maximum by using Exchange News in settlements, and sometimes through stories. Okay, interesting. Oh, it doesn't actually give me any information. On the Rumors pane, you can find all the rumors you have found or bought in settlements. Rumors are bits of information that can unlock points of interest on your chart, tip you off on business opportunities, or give you hints on storylines. Essentially, they are guides you can follow to find interesting things. Entries are on the left. By clicking on one, you can see its contents on the right. Yeah, I don't have any rumors. They cost too much. Okay. Cargo. We should probably sell our hide and our ivory. That will give us some money. 2 and 9. That's terrible. Should click sell 1 stack. Because now we have 148. How much is ivory? 56. I only have 2, but that gives me some money. Okay. Cool. What's equipment? So they have awnings. Good quality tools, which give us workforce. A boost. Outposts. We can do outposts. Guard animals. Interesting. That'd be good to have. Mining equipment. Perks granted 1+ prospecting. Ooh, that's expensive. Ooh. Perimeter alarms. Let's still go with guard animals, I think. Protected harnesses. Ooh. Minus 10% consumption. Beast of burden. That's good. Huh. But that's also expensive. Standard armaments. Fighter combat strengths. Ooh, that's good, but yeah. Expensive. Minus 15% consumption mount. Outrider mount. Outrider workforce need. Okay. Well, we're not going to be buying any of that because we need supplies, which are super cheap. I mean, 2. That's insane. But also because we probably need to buy like rumors and stuff like that. Bounties, hidden outposts, bounties of fire. That we probably want to buy. We don't need to buy crew, beasts, passengers. Vitrar. Where's the Vitrar? Does that tell me? Ooh, it does tell me. We need to go to Ash at some point. But, sure we can probably do Vitrar and up around or something. Loom. The Iron Sea. The Molten Sea. The Inner Sea. The Hollow Sea. North Sea. The Western Ocean. The Great Western Ocean, sorry. But this is Molten Sea on the side of it. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so that's that. I guess we continue our quest lines. Okay. Avernum City. On the tip of the Molten Tongue, guarding the arid Smolder Bone Flats, lies the imperial city of Avernum, behind its sun-scorched walls of bone and black stone. The many forges and furnaces here toil relentlessly, belching foul smoke day and night under the watchful gaze of the Perfectus, who commands his black-hearted Avernus Legion from the imposing Slag Fort. Many comitati, merchants, and grifters flock to Avernum in the hopes of finding trade, rest, or work. Often, only cruelty and dark deals await them in the corrupt city under burning skies. Oh, I should check how much it costs. Oh, initiating well. Okay, so I can't actually see how much it would cost to sleep. Okay, well, whatever. We'll deal with that later. I do have insight now. Costs 2 insight, costs 5, costs 9. Thing is, I feel like I should upgrade my companions more. I think they're more important. How much does it cost to upgrade you? Costs 4 insight. 9 insight. I could upgrade somebody to the max. I can upgrade you to the max. And then we can figure out what we want to do with that. Tempting. Or do I do 4 and then you? How much do you cost? 5. Then I would have 9. Is there anything I want to get? I guess that's the other question. Because I have 10 insight. So I could... These are abilities. You know, use resourcefulness to temporarily raise the level of companion skills. Command, unlock advanced actions as well as the ability to use resourcefulness to raise combat strength. You to grant POW to companions in companion fight. Raise crew morale while camping or resting. That's good. 8, yeah. Yeah, that would be why. Cost 2 resourcefulness. Oh, probably to use. It would make sense. That's a very good. Because when we rest, every time we rest, we reset our resourcefulness so that like end of day we can just pump our extra into this. Hence, you can use resourcefulness to raise the success chance of tests and events. That we probably want to exploit. You can use resourcefulness to re-roll the available contracts to turn march points into movement points. It's also decent. I feel like I could encourage. Well, our morale is has been high, so it's not that useful. But I feel like this is probably better. Healing. Okay. Arcana lore. The measure of the character's willpower and determination. No, that's strong mind. What? Oh, that's good. Learned in the laws, theories, and application of magic. Oh, there we go. Cost 1 insight. Okay, that's a little glitched. Because that's pulling that one. Beast lore. The measure of the character's stamina and constant. No, that's... There we go. Is that because it's pulling from the back there? Oh, maybe. If I close this. Yeah, okay, that's why. That's good to know. So if I do this now. Yeah. Beast lore. +2 lore away. 1 hunting base chance. Okay. Con. You know how to swindle people and lie. Engineering. Oh, that's workforce. Evaluate. Negotiation. Healer. Healing base chance. Why would I get this? Huh. Okay. Herb lore. Foraging chance. History. Possess knowledge of the world's history. Both pre and post calamity eras. Interesting. Hunting, intimidation, magic sense, navigation. You are knowledgeable about the realms beyond this one, including locations, history, and denizens. Persuasion. You're skilled in mining, scavenging, and digging things up. You're knowledgeable about gods and beliefs all over the continent. I feel like we should pick up a religion. Skulker. You know how to remain unseen, unheard, and effectively ambush people. We're going to get dexterous. Used in events. Relevant test chance requirements and companion progress. Mighty, strong-willed. Not available yet. Could increase authority, but I think the best thing to do is to do companions and to upgrade you one. And then we have what? 12 proficiency? Or 16, I'm blind. We already have that. Hunting all the way up. I don't care about survival. Beast lore is already up. Okay, so then I was looking at these. You can choose where to move after a successful evade, which is decent. When you are down, you have a 30% chance to immediately get back up. That's the one I want. Yeah. You immune to stun. Also great. But this is the one I want. And that would cost... Do I need tough 4? Oh. Then I would pretty much have nothing. But 30% chance to immediately get back up. 25% maximum vitality. That's not as good. I feel like we could do better. That needs toughness 3. Like that. But then I need mighty 2 to do any of them. Do that. Can I see your moves? Do you tell me the difference between these? Sweep 2 foes. Because strafe I can get to 2. Oh, it's the same ability, it's just more attack. More accuracy. Oh no. Because this gives crushing. And overwhelm. Ignores 20% of the target's block. This would give me... Ignores 20% of the target's evade. That's pretty good. This is push. Savage kick and stun. That's a very good. I want to try getting that, I think. Penetrating. There's 3 of the target's armor. Can this stun? When bleed. Tunisha. That's not as good as the stun. Overpowering versus overwhelming. 20%. 60% of their block. But it doesn't really matter. I'm not trying to do a lot of damage. That's delay attack. So if I do this, and then Union, Mighty, it gives me 9 left. Can I do anything with that? Let's do negotiations. Because I could just do this. I would love to get this, but... Ooh, I can. Okay, then I have no stun. I can stun. I think this is best. Yeah. And then we go to our other companion. Upgrade you. What do I want to give you? The thing. Let's look at your abilities. Currently elevated. Innervated. Corporeal. Restricted. Okay. Innervating. The user of the skill becomes innervated for 1 round, preventing the use of innervating skills in that round. Okay. Just increases damage. Okay. And accuracy, but whatever. Gnosis. Act on the control. Where's all the targets block invade? Could slow them down. Could slow them down even more. Swing. I feel like this is probably not what we want anyhow. Accurate. Motion. This does 4, 5 all the way. Yeah. 410. And this covers the entire region. Ooh, I want that. Does this get stronger? No. Would that be good? Okay. Fair enough. Okay, what does that need? Promotion. You need prowess, perception 4, strong will 4. Oh, or strong-minded, sorry. Okay, we are close to strong-minded. Perceptive 4. Not close there. Prowess 3. When in the world is prowess? Huh? Prowess 3. Because it's tough. Persuasion. This is a strong mind. Perceptive 4. Okay, so where's prowess? Chief handler. Oh, that's a deputy thing. Okay. Arcane lore. Evaluate healer, parablore, history. Oh, we know all these. Skulker, survival. Yep. Spell penetration. Resistance against your magical skills are lowered by 15%. That's good. You successfully evades and blocks no longer decrease evade and block by 15% points each time. Okay. Your magical skill effects last 1 additional turn. That doesn't really matter. For each perk level, you have a 25% chance to regain 1 power at the start of each round. That's pretty good. But in prowess 4. Strong-minded. Never mind. Skill power costs are lowered by 1 to a minimum of 1. That's probably better than conduit. I only need savvy 3. Where in the world? Okay, that's not prowess. No, can't be you because it's only 4. Perceptive. What is prowess? Is this Oh, that's prowess. So then I can't even upgrade this until next thing. I see. What do you need at least? Prowess 3, perception 4, strong-minded 4. So it'd be like that. And I have what? 1 proficiency. Herblore. Navigation. Religion. Skulker. We can pick up religion. It makes sense that you would know religion, I think. Confirm. Okay. We'll do that. And then we'll also upgrade our guy to have... we're not going to do religion. We're going to learn history. Because no one else has history as far as I know. Okay, so that upgrades us. Now we can actually, look around the place. Visit the Slag Fort, explore the city, find the Temple of Surgorod, visit the Sorcerer, enter the Temple of Ashkel, seek out the Foundries, go to the Fighting Pit. Let's go with Sidarius's hideout. Hatch plans and bring reports to Sidarius. Sidarius's report. Sidarius's hideout is in a tumbled down set of stone buildings about a block away from the Temple of Surgorod. You can reach it by going into the enclosed courtyard of several houses, entering the cellar, and descending a well-hidden set of stairs. There's always a novice or two down in the cellar on guard duty. The apartment Sidarius occupies is owned by the church, but few know of it even among the anointed. It is usually used when they have someone to hide, which is fairly rare. It's not well furnished and quite dirty. The knight Sidarius usually sits at a decrepit table or paces back and forth like a black lion. Okay. We can ask for the gate tax, but it's $2. I don't think I care. Report to Sidarius. Let's begin, Vagrus. There's no time to waste. You can almost hear Sidarius's teeth grinding as the two of you talk about the investigation. He's clearly on edge for being powerless while confined to this hideout of his. He begins explaining the situation after you sit down. When I arrived here on request of the order to root out the abolitionists plaguing the region, we assumed that they are no more than well-organized gangs laying ambushes on travelers out in the Wasteland. Perhaps some idealists and bored aristocrats in the city aided escaped slaves and joined their ranks, but nothing more. A nuisance. Now, I am absolutely sure that quite a lot of the powerful people are involved in this whole mess, since they had the audacity and resources to set a trap for my contingent. That required coordination between the slaves and the slave lovers. Therefore, I conclude that the people my initial investigation involved had to have been in cahoots with abolitionists. Yeah. You need to find them and learn all you can about what they are hiding, because you are dealing with powerful people. You need to apply subterfuge. There are 3 sources you have to investigate. These 3 targets were all close to the lead that guided us into the ambush up north. Who's the first target? Our first suspect is Assistant Magistrate Ludius Darrow. He was the one assigned to my cohort when we took up the investigation in Avernum. He coordinated with local law enforcement and served as a mouthpiece for the prefectus and his magistrates. I've no doubt that he has to be involved in some way. Getting to him would not be easy, but I figured something related to me and my contingent's fate would pique his interest. Therefore, go to the Slagford and report to officials that you have information about my fate. They will almost certainly get you an audience. Almost certainly get you an audience with Darrow. Tell him that you've come across signs of battle and the remains of Surgorides up north. When he asks if there is a knight of the order among them, tell him no. You ask him what purpose that serves other than learning him and his fellow conspirators. Well, you do not have the power of a priest of Surgorod in your disposal, but you do have the next best thing, he says with a predatory smile, and looks at Javrek. Your friend stirs and seems uncomfortable, but nods. I can read his mind. This topic will certainly divert his thoughts on the matter, making the scan much easier. Who's the second target? Next, we have Centurion Vardus Pendius. A drunkard fallen from grace. The old soldier was key to the lead we got in our initial investigation. He had been tasked with leading a patrol in north reaches between Arena Negris and the Molten Tongue. According to his report, they found tracks out in the rough terrain and followed them almost to the Voiceless Lake. There they stumbled upon a sizable camp hidden in some ravines. They turned back because they were severely outnumbered, and Pendius knew that the camp was either outlaws or a liberated tribe. But when they were leaving, they got ambushed by these hostiles. Only 3 soldiers survived, but only Pendius made it back to Avernum. Conveniently, Sidarius frowns. Pendius is now enjoying his leave of duty. I need you to get him stinking drunk and daftly question him about these matters. I'm sure that his report is completely fake, but he may let slip who made him lie in the courts. He is a regular at the Rusty Pugio. What about the third target? Finally, there's the smelters collegium. Word is they ran half the city. They run half the city, especially its criminals. They were not directly involved in the plot, but whoever armed the abolitionists must have done it through them. Also, whatever the slave lovers take from the comitati that fall victim to them has to go through the city's black market, also run by the collegium. They'd never talk to a Sargaradite, but they would talk to you. See what you can learn about from them, but be prepared to be clever, or they'll get suspicious. Sidarius puts a copper coin on the table. This should be more than enough for bribes. Use your guile, or your sorcerer's telepathy, or whatever. I don't care. Just glean from them as much as you can from the abolitionist contacts in the city. One of your headquarters is in the tavern called Gallows Anvil. Now you know everything to start your investigation. And you gain 10 coins. Or 1 liger. Sidarius's hideout is in the Tremble oh, okay, this is the same thing. Okay. Okay, I guess we leave. Okay. I'm gonna end it there for today, and we'll pick it up next time. Can I actually save? Save game. No. Well, hopefully that's saved. Journal updated. Can I leave? You make ready to leave Avernum. You are not concluded Sidarius's investigation yet. The woman that Sidarius was used as a messenger appears out of the shadows of the gate before you reach the guards. She throws back her hood, her expression unreadable, her voice monotone as she speaks. Our mutual friend thought you'd try something like this, Vagrus, but you have failed to do what you promised. As such, terrible curse lies upon you. Should you leave the city, this curse was placed upon you when you entered an agreement with a vengeful one's servant. And I'll see you and yours suffer and die for breaking your promise. The messenger simply walks away. Members of your crew have heard her speak horrified expressions. Seems that they'd rather stay and finish whatever the Black Knight wants. Nobody sane would dare risk such a curse. He turned back reluctantly. No, I want to save. Is there a way to save? Because it's updating my journal, but like I want to save. Okay, I guess we're continuing until it tells me it's saved. I guess we could rest, but we'll wait for that. Let's explore the city, I guess. You walk the city streets of the city under ashen sky, taking a few of your best with you. Avernum is a large a city of opportunities, but also of untold dangers. One can find all sorts of interesting things if one looks. Go for a walk and see what you can find. The bazaar is a beating heart of the city, representatives of many comitati peddle their wares here: food, tools, animals, slaves. And each goods and other goods change hands rapidly under the colorful but soot-covered awnings. You can't decide if the constant shouting or the brutal stench is more aversive to the senses. After taking a look at a dozen stands, one second. After taking a look at a dozen stands, you end up at a stinky shop in a small street behind the bazaar. My voice is dying. The shopkeeper, a wraith with a prosthetic leg, deals in curios and trinkets that immediately draw your attention. You single out 3 items that might be interesting and that are potentially magical. You can ask the shopkeeper what they do. When you ask the shopkeeper what they do, she grins at you condescendingly. Wraiths are known for being extremely shrewd hagglers. I can't say much, good master, unless she stares at your purse. By the pale blue crystal, by the jade. Now, see what you can learn about the items. You examine the items closely. The crystals have some strange haze inside that makes it. The crystal has some strange haze inside that makes it glow slightly. It fits your palm perfectly. The necklace is made of a sturdy ivory, but the gemstone is no more than a cleverly cut piece of amber. The jade figure is the shape of a bird, a prey. Even if it is mundane, it might fetch a decent price. You could also pay the wraith to reveal what she knows. That costs... Oh, 1 rose. That's not much. Magic sense 1 required. You pay appraised. So I have. Why can't I look at my character right now? Okay, sure. You appraise the worth of the items. Perhaps you can discern something about the history and craftsmanship. I do have history, so I can do that. According to your knowledge of the lore, the crystal is nothing exceptional, even if contemplatively carved. The jade figure is finer work, but not very old or very special. However, the bone pendant is a rare charm that the Saddiriyar, whatever, tribes value greatly. They are given to sweethearts and are blessed by shamans of the Earth's tribe. If taken to Saddiriyar's territory, it could be traded or sold for quite a lot. Where is that? Small and structure humans who live in the inhospitable deserts of the Searing Plains. Oh, okay. We're close to that, I believe, because that's like here, yeah. So if we go there somewhere, then we can do that. Okay, well, we are going there, so you examine closely. You appraise the worth of the items. Though the crystal and the bone pendant are not worth much, the jade figure would fetch quite a price due to its size, clearness of jade, is exquisite craftsmanship. The race is clearly ignorant of this because she charges too little for it. Okay. And what's this? A crystal emanates a magical energy, but not the others. Magical energy emanates from the pale blue crystal. Is raw energy that someone trained could use to charge their own spells and incantations. Time to finalize the deal. How much are you? 1, 4, 1. Bone necklace we can give back. Jade we can probably sell. Blue is probably an attachment item for our mage. I'm gonna go with you. As it turns out, the crystal was carved by Kalini crystal mancers. Kalini? To store arcane energy. For anyone who can siphon the energy, the crystal is a valuable tool. Take the energy. Large energy crystal. Anything else, good master? Oh, actually, why don't we just buy all of them then? The bone necklace has no magic properties. You keep it nonetheless. And we'll buy the jade figure. Figure depicts a bird of prey. It's massively carved and it's quite heavy. That'll be all. You leave the shop. We go back to the commentators. Okay. Can I sell that now? It's not here. It's over here. I guess not. Yeah, I guess that's just there. Okay, can I equip you? Large energy crystal, +2 POW. Perks granted, 1 conduit. Ooh. What does conduit do? Conduit. For each perk level, you have a 25% chance to regain 1 power at the start of each round. Okay, yeah, that's good. Good, yeah. You need power. Cool. So that's that. I guess we enter the temple because we need to give back the items and stuff. Okay, the temple complex of Sugarod in Avernum is quite... Is that still not saved? Can I just exit? Okay, I'm just gonna exit. We'll see. Because my voice is truly dying. And worst case, next time I'll just run through the same actions beforehand and get to the same spot. Yeah. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time. Bye.